Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about the job I almost got in Australia. But before we get any further into that, remember to give the video a big fat thumbs up. It does help out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like this kind of stuff on the channel. So, what was the job I almost got in Australia? It was a retail popper. I can't remember the job title. This was going back to late October, early November 2025, and I was in Sydney, and I had done 2 rounds of interviews. So basically, I had applied for tons of jobs on Seek, LinkedIn, Indeed. I had been through absolutely 10 ton of jobs, and then this one kind of, because I always describe it as every job is a fishing hook or a fishing rod. Chuck it into the sea of job offers and you just kind of see if anyone bites and is interested. So one of them did, and it was Meta, the company behind Instagram, Threads, Facebook. So they actually were really interested in me because I have an IT background. So I did that, and then I basically I can't believe I'm telling this story, but this is ludicrous. So basically, I did a first round interview with, I want to say they were kind of a middle manager. So nothing major, just kind of a middle manager. They wouldn't be my manager, they're just a manager. And that went well. I did that in St. James's Park, because it was all on Microsoft Teams, but that's weird. The fact I did it in the park, because obviously I was in a hostel, so the hostel was noisy, so I needed to try and find somewhere quiet, so I just did it in St. James's Park. But so yeah, I did that, and then after that, after the whole first round interview, I think it was a week and a half, 2 weeks later, I got called for a second interview. Now this would have been my manager. Can't remember his name. But yeah, this would have been my manager if I had received or got the job. So he was very nice. This interview was conducted in the hostel itself. So I was lucky that everyone was out that day doing whatever they were doing. So I basically just did it in the room. I had my AirPods in. I was listening to the guy. It was on Microsoft Teams yet again. So that went pretty well. Most interviews are the same. Generic, boring questions that really doesn't matter. What can you bring to the team? Why do you think we'd be a good fit? Tell us about yourself. You know, the stereotypical type of things you get. And then nothing. Well, and then they actually offered me the job, and I accepted. So I was going to be selling the Meta Ray-Ban AR, VR glasses, whatever you call them, with the AI integrated into them at the shopping centre just up the road. So it was fully in walking distance. And yeah, so I accepted the job, and it was all good, and they said, oh yeah, the contract will be coming through. I was like, sure, no worries, that's all fine. And then basically they pulled the job because they had found a more suitable candidate for the role. So yeah, basically they pulled the job. They'd offered it to me. I'd accepted. And then they said, actually, we found someone who's a former employee at Google who might actually be more of a suitable candidate for the job. And I was like, okay. I mean, I can't really tell them they're doing a mistake or anything. So I just said, okay. Then that's when I went up to Brisbane. So I went up to Brisbane from Sydney. And as you know, I'm not a great fan of Brisbane. But yeah, basically I did that, and then it was while I was at the koala sanctuary, just after I'd stopped recording. So where the vlog ends, the koala sanctuary vlog, from my Australia trip, it was literally as soon as I turned off the camera, I got an email. Very random, very short email. It was from, and it was basically from Meta, sending me through stuff about a contract and whether I want to do certain things with them. I was very confused. I was like, what is this? What is this weirdness? Seems a bit odd, a bit peculiar. But I didn't really think much of it. So they left their phone number. This was a different person, Shelby, Shelley, someone like that. They actually contacted me. And they were basically going, oh, yes, your contract will be coming through on Monday. I think it was Friday. And then here's some information you need to know about your induction and your probation period and stuff like that. And I was like, cool, this all sounds good. Superannuation contributions and everything like that. And I was like, this doesn't sound too bad. And then, yeah, I called her up. I called my family and I let them know that they've reoffered me basically the job. No, actually, I'll correct myself. So basically, I called her just to double check. And she said, yeah, all good, no worries. Called my family then, and then she called back while I was on the phone to someone. And she said, it was an admin error. So no, I'm wrong again. I do apologize. My brain has been all over the place today. But yeah, I told my family. So the job is obviously down in Sydney. I was in Brisbane, so had to get a flight. Then the whole Brisbane flight fiasco happened. And it was while I was on my way from Sydney from Newcastle to Sydney, because obviously if you guys know the story, I didn't end up flying back to Sydney directly. So I did all of that. And then basically, it was while I was on the train, they called me and, yeah, they pulled the job again. It was an admin error to reoffer me the job. And I was like, you absolute idiots. So I don't really like Meta that much, but I do still obviously post on Instagram and stuff. I don't hate them that much. But yeah, I thought I'd just tell you my job experience in Australia and why I really don't like Meta. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy it, give it a big fat thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.